Good morning, ladies. If I'm squinting a little, it's because I have the sun in my eyes, but that's okay. It actually makes you ladies able to see me a little bit better. So I wanted to jump on here real quick and address something that I've been asked a few times over the last several days. And really, it refers to how do you know whether you're, just a typical new mom who's tired and needs a little kick in the butt in the morning to get going versus you're actually in caregiver burnout. So, what this boils down to is a couple different things. When you're in caregiver burnout, it tends to be more of an emotional struggle than just physically being tired. And the symptoms are very closely related to PTSD and depression and anxiety disorders, especially for special needs moms who have dealt with and seen previous trauma and have this continuous negative stress of having to deal with doctors and fight with DME and insurance companies and seeing our kids crash and burn left and right. The roller coaster ride of special needs parenting is really what I'm getting at. So, some of the symptoms of caregiver burnout to look out for, just so you know what they are and you can kind of judge where you fall into this category, or at least have a heads up of what to look out for if you feel yourself slipping into that category. What it started with for me was I started to, and this seems to be a very similar pattern because of all the clients that I've worked with in the past, they seem to say the same thing. It started with feeling hopeless and helpless, and then everything turned negative. It's almost like you're on a mission to seek out the negative in everything and you can't see the positive. You're waiting for that next shoe to drop. You're always ready for that next emergency. You're anticipating it. You're anxious about it. You're scared about it. You're tired to the point where you can't sleep, or you sleep all the time but without any relief. And then that kind of snowballs from there. From there, you start to disconnect yourself from family and friends and the people who care about you. You're no longer enjoying the things that you used to enjoy. You don't even know what you used to enjoy anymore. It's almost like you have amnesia. You forget who you used to be, who you wanted to be, who you are now. You have no clue what your wants and needs are. And you're just kind of scraping by day to day, but you're starting to wonder, is this it? Is this what my life is going to be like? You feel imprisoned in this special needs world. For me, that specifically manifested because I was stuck at home with Wyatt for so long. We couldn't leave the house. This kid was passing out on me left and right, 20 plus times a day, resuscitating him. So I had this constant stress that I knew wasn't going to go away, and it made me fall into this caregiver burnout mode very quickly without me even realizing it. Some other things you might notice are you start to not be able to focus on the simplest things. You can't make simple decisions. For me, one of the ways that really became evident to myself was when I went to the grocery store. The regular weekly grocery trip. I was standing in front of the cereal aisle and I could not pick a stupid box of cereal. Which leads me to another symptom that comes up. Not being able to pick that box threw me into a complete panic attack. I left my entire cart of groceries in the store and ran out. That was it. It freaked me out that I wasn't able to make that simple decision. So, being in caregiver burnout mode kind of throws you for a complete loop. You don't know who you are, what you want, what you need. You can't follow through with the simplest day-to-day routines. You can't make decisions. You lose connections with the people who care about you because you, quite frankly, don't want to talk to anybody. It's not... It's like you have the silent cry of help, but at the same time, you're not willing to accept any of the help because you feel so lost. You lost your own identity. You don't know how to ask for help, how to accept help. You don't know who you are as a person anymore underneath all of it, underneath being a mom and a caretaker. You happily dove into that role and took over that role, but now when you're in burnout mode, you get to a point where you feel numb and careless, and you're starting to not trust yourself that you're able to take care of your child the way you need to. You question everything. You have so much self-doubt, so much guilt. You feel guilty for not being able to spend time with your husband. You feel guilty for not being able to spend time with your other kids. You don't know how to talk to people outside of the special needs world because you feel like you can't relate to them anymore and they can't relate to you. You go on support groups only to vent about your day, to complain. You don't go there to get help. You go there to complain about your day and expect people to say, I'm sorry. But you're not actually in a place to want to take action to change it because you don't know how. It's trying to change it seems like such an overwhelming idea when you're totally burned out. Even the simplest steps seem like an overwhelming idea. So those are just some of the symptoms. The list goes on, and I will post this in my blog too, so make sure you check it out on there, and I'll list a few more things on there as well. And if you, of course they're gonna cut the grass now as I'm in the video. Anyway, if this is you, even if you're in the middle of burnout, let me go inside real quick. This is getting ridiculously loud. So, what I was trying to say before they started the lawnmowers outside, if this is you, you might be somewhere in the middle. Okay, you might not necessarily be completely burned out, but you're also not just at that quote-unquote normal burned out anymore. So reach out for help. Let's jump on the Skype call together and see how we can get you out of this and get you help, because my mission is to, 1, prevent caregiver burnout if at all possible, and 2, if you are in that burnout mode, I definitely want to chat with you. You don't have to feel that way. There is a better way. I've done it. I've been through it. It's a long road. It's not fun, but do you really want to continue the way you're going right now? So, you know where to find me. Reach out if you need help. I know it's scary. I know it's scary to admit that to yourself, but that's what I'm here for. This is my passion. This is my mission. Let's just jump on a call together. Make sure to check it out on my blog as well, so you can kind of review and judge for yourself where you fall into this category and what you might need help with. Okay? Alright, talk to you later soon.